Hey everyone, thanks for learning to play games. My name is Lance, and in today's video I'm going to be playing through Alien: The Fate of the Nostromo. This is a newer game by Ravensburger. It is a 1 to 5 player game that takes roughly 45 minutes to an hour and a half to play. It is a fully cooperative game where all the players are working together to meet the different objectives and final mission that has been randomly drawn for this particular game before either their morale runs out or they run out of encounter cards. If either one of those second two options happen, the players lose. Otherwise, if they're able to complete all the other stuff in time, then they've won the game. So this is one of the Alien games I've been waiting for a while. I've had this one on back order for a little bit, and I finally got it in, so I wanted to get this one to the table as quick as possible, and I didn't realize how similar this is to Horrified, so I was able to actually figure this one out very quickly, and so I'm here to play through this one, and then I'm also looking at doing my top 5 Alien games. Now, there hasn't been a ton of Alien games, so it's not like I'm probably going to be leaving much out. I know there was one way back, I think back in the 80s or 90s that had come out. I don't have that one, unfortunately, but I do have pretty much the rest of them that I can think of. So if I miss anything in that, you'll have to let me know, but that one will be coming shortly, as Alien and Aliens are some of my favorite movies of all time. So any game that has anything to do with them, I'm all in for, and definitely am interested in checking them out. And I have covered a number of them on my channel already. So also let me know if there's anything else you want to see around this one. I'm considering doing a teaching video for this one just because of how much I know about this one already. It'd be probably pretty easy for me to get one out. So let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see something around that one. Also stick around after I play through, as I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on this one and how I feel that it kind of lines up. So stick around for that, and then let me know what your thoughts and opinions are as well. I'd love to hear from you if you've played this one or are looking to play this one. I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. As always, if you find these videos helpful, if you like what I do, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to my channel. It's one of the easiest ways you can support channels like mine so I can continue to grow and be able to produce this content. If you want to stay updated on all my videos, I considering that bell so notifications anytime I release new stuff, as I'm dropping new videos all the time. Playthroughs, teaching videos, unboxings, and a number of other ones. And of course, all the Kickstarter coverage as well. So definitely hit that button so you get notifications anytime I drop new stuff. So let's go ahead and head to the table, and we'll see how this one plays. All right, so before jumping in, there's a couple of other things I want to take care of on camera. So first off, I have to reveal a number of objectives based on the number of players that are playing plus 1. So I am playing with 3 players, so I'm going to have to reveal 4 objectives that I'm going to have to handle before I can reveal my final mission. Now, I am going to just be playing through this, and I will explain some things, but this is not really a teaching video for this one. So I'm not going to be covering all the little details in this. But if you haven't played, this might help you be able to play the game as well. And especially if you've played Horrified, these two line up pretty well. So if you've played Horrified, you should probably have no problem playing this pretty quickly. All right, so the last thing I need to do is shuffle up my encounter deck, and then I'm going to reveal 4 encounter cards to see what I have to achieve before I can go on my final mission. So let's go ahead and cut it there. And so I have 4 objectives. The first one is, what's the damage? This one is task all crew members at the workshop. So I got to get us all to this location here. Ugh. All right. Second one is encounter the nest. Bring the incinerator to the nest. So I have to make it down here. So these might be a little more challenging. All right. So let's go ahead and do this one. Shouldn't have landed on this ball. So this one is to bring a grappling gun to the garage. So far all 3 of my tasks are down here. Well, that's kind of good in a way, so that I don't have to hopefully run all the ship. Now this one will probably be up with a mother. Check the hypersleep chambers. Bring the motion tracker to the hypersleep chamber. So this one is all the way up there. So I've got 3 down here and 1 way up there. Okay, well, not too bad. All right, so the rest of these can be returned to the boxes. I won't be using them for this game. So I'll just place those off to the side there. All right, so the 3 crew members that I've chosen to play with are Parker, Dallas, and Ripley. And I'm not going to be using the android Ash in this one. I almost forgot that. That would have been really bad. One of my favorite movies of all time, and I forget the character's name. Yes, so I'm not going to be using Ash in the game. I'm just simply going to be using him as an active player marker. So I'm going to have Parker start us off for his turn, and so during his turn he's going to have 4 actions that he can spend, and he also has a special action that he can do once per turn that lets him add 1 scrap to his inventory from the scrap pile. So that is really handy as well. All right, so I think with Parker here, I'm going to... Scrap is really important to get early on, so I think I'm going to go towards Mother. So I'm going to use 1, 2, and 3 actions, and then my 4th action I will gain a scrap using his ability. All right, so that is the end of his turn as he's spent all of his actions. So now I'm going to move into the encounter part of his turn. So we have Hypersleep. So this one is going to have the alien move 1 space towards us. If he encountered anybody, then he would do 2 damage to our morale. He did not. This is a quiet type card, and it's going to affect the Hypersleep chamber. So we're going to drop 2 tokens in there, which is good. And then unfortunately, it is going to drop a concealed token in there as well. So we might have an encounter with the alien if we go in there. You never know. All right, so from there, then it's going to move on to Dallas to go next. Now, Dallas doesn't have any special abilities. He gets the most actions, though. So he's got 5 actions that he can spend. So I might want to just send him right on up into that Hypersleep chamber and risk it right off the bat. So, well, let's go ahead and do it. Let's have some fun here. So I'm going to go ahead and move him 1, 2, 3, and 4. So first off, when you move into a room with a conceal token, if you have met the objective of that room, then you will resolve that first. So again, I have to bring the motion tracker to the Hypersleep chamber. So I do not have a motion tracker currently. So I won't be able to complete that. So now I have to reveal this conceal token. And it is the alien, of course it is. So he is going to show up. He will do 2 damage to my morale. And then I have to run 3 spaces away from him. So 1, 2, and 3. And then that will also end my turn. Now, because the alien showed up, I do not have to reveal an encounter card for this turn. So then it'll move on to the next crew member to go, which is going to be Ripley. Now, she does have a special action. She can spend an action to move another crew member 1 space. All right, so before moving into her turn, I do also have to shuffle this back in. I almost forgot. So anytime you pretty much reveal a concealed token, you have to shuffle it back into this stack. So there's always going to be that possibility of aliens or whatnot showing up. So let me go ahead and shuffle these real quick. Alternatively, I could just drop these in a bag and just do a blind draw from the bag, because you can feel which side of the token you're on, with the flat edges being the back side of the token. So you could do it that way too, which I do with a lot of tokens, but we'll just keep this for now. Okay, so now I'm ready to move into Ripley's turn. So she does have 4 actions to do stuff with. So I think I'm going to spend 1 of her actions to move Dallas forward 1 space. I'm going to do a second action to move Parker into Mother. That way then they are a little bit closer, and he is out of range of the alien, because the alien, there are cards that let the alien move up to 3 spaces as 1 action. So that way he's at least a little bit farther away. And then I'm going to go ahead and move Ripley 1, 2 down there as her final 2 actions. All right, so then I have to reveal an encounter card. So we have Order 937, collecting data. Each crew member loses 1 scrap. So unfortunately, Parker is the only one that has, well, fortunately, Parker's the only one that has it right now. But, and then if Ash is in the ship, move him 2 spaces. So he is not, as I'm not using him, so there's no effect there. So that will be all for that. Okay. And we're back to the top of the order with Parker to go. So Parker is going to go ahead and spend his first action to pick up these 2 scrap. So I'll place those over there. And then I will spend his second action to pick up the coolant. I'll spend a third action to gain another scrap. And then, do I want to buy anything yet? Might be worth buying. I have to get down to the garage, which is here, with a grappling hook. So I could potentially buy a grappling hook now. And that also might be kind of handy to have. I also need to work towards the incinerator or... Okay, yeah, so I think I will buy that grappling hook. So I'm going to go ahead and spend his 3 scrap to go ahead and do that. So he's going to buy a grappling hook, and he'll go ahead and equip that right away. So that is going to be his final action. So that's all he can do. So then we'll go ahead and reveal a card. So we have 1. The alien's going to move 1 space towards closest crew member. There's nobody there, so we don't have to worry about that. It is a quiet card. It's going to affect the bridge, which is going to have 1 scrap put on it, and a concealed token. So now Parker's going to have to go back through that section. Okay, so on to Dallas to go. So Dallas is going to spend his first action to move in here. He'll gain 2 scrap for that as his second action. His third action, no, let's not do that just yet. So that was my second action, third action, fourth action, and fifth action. So I'll go there. All right, so that's all I can do with him. So then I'll go ahead and reveal a card. So again, we have another 1 movement. It is quiet equipment storage. So equipment storage is going to be down here. It's going to have us place a concealed token. Oh no, so Ripley was going to head into there next. That's unfortunate. And 2 scrap. All right, that is it for that. So that'll take care of that. And it is Ripley's turn to go. Well, that sucks, because if I move in there, I can't do anything else until I reveal that token. So I could end up just running away again. Now, equipment storage, I don't have anything that I have to do there. So I'll just be kind of going in there, getting some scrap and moving on. Okay. Well, I guess this could be really bad if this turns out wrong. I don't really have a whole heck of a lot else to do though. So, yep, I'm going in. So there's 1. It's Jonesy. Oh boy. So Jonesy is going to drop morale by 1. I'm trying to remember what happens with Jonesy. Let me double check that real quick. I don't know if that ends my turn or not. So Jonesy immediately hisses at the crew member, decreased morale by 1, shuffle this back into the stack. All right, so I don't think it has any other effect other than it going back into the stack. So let's go ahead and shuffle that back in. So that was my first action. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend my second action to go ahead and pick up those scrap pieces. Should I pick up the coolants? Yeah, might as well. So I'll pick up the coolant. So that was 1, 2, and 3. So I have 1 action remaining. So I might just move somebody instead, because the alien right now is 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces away from me. So yeah, I think I will move Parker 1 space there. Okay. All right, so then we're on to the alien. Oh boy, so the alien's going to be moving. So he's going to move 3 spaces. And this is a stock card. Use caution when navigating an M-class star freighter. Dark passages can hide obstacles and hazards. This is a Weyland-Yutani Directive 233.2. All right, so he's going to move 3 spaces towards the closest crew member. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's tied for these 2. So I get to choose which way to send him. It's going to be Parker next and then Dallas. So, this is a tough choice here. Parker doesn't have any scrap right now. Dallas has 2. So if I move him towards Parker, that'll put him here. I could use the grapple gun to move him back, but then he's kind of blocking the spot I need to go anyways. I think the best option is to send him towards Ripley. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Unfortunately, he's right outside her door. So that's problematic as well. But I think sometimes you got to sacrifice for the greater good too. So, all right. So now we're on to Parker to go. Hey, I'm going to spend an action first to gain a scrap, so that way then at least this isn't a complete dud if I screw it up here. So there's 1, and it's the alien for 3, so he's going to move in. I'm having terrible luck with this, and I'm going to go ahead and mix that back in here. For some reason, I am not good with these tokens tonight. I cannot shuffle these things worth a darn. Okay, there we go. It's a little better. And that is going to end Parker's turn once I move him. All right, there we go. All right, so Parker's going to move 1, 2, and 3 spaces, and that will end his turn. I will not have to resolve an encounter step this turn, though. So then it moves straight into Dallas's turn. Dallas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm still outside of the hypersleep chamber. Okay, so I'm going to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll spend the 2 tokens to get the motion tracker because he's going to need that anyways to go to the hypersleep chamber. All right, that's it for him. So then it's an encounter, and he's going to move 1 towards us. So he's coming back out, quiet, and the suit storage, which is here, is going to have 2 tokens and a concealed token. Okay, so now we're on to Ripley to go. So Ripley's going to move 1. I'll move Dallas 1. I'll move Parker 1. I could move Dallas 1 more, and that would complete that encounter because we just have to bring a motion tracker to the hypersleep chamber. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is just move him in. That is going to complete that, as he does have a motion tracker. There is no concealment token in there right now, so I think that's probably my best option. All right, so that is going to end her turn, so then we have to do an encounter. It's an alien 3. I am doing terrible with this. Alien 3, so it's going to move 3 spaces towards the closest crew member, which I guess is, yeah, it's going to be Parker again, because there is nothing else at this point. 1, 2, 3, yeah, he's just too far away. Yeah, this is not going well. All right, so 1, 2, 3, so that's going to drop 1, 2, 3 more morale, so we are not doing well here at all. So then Parker's going to have to run. He's going to go down here. He has to stop immediately and reveal this. It's a safe token. So that's the first one I've actually had. And that was 1. I have to move him 2 more spaces. Grapple gun to the garage, so I might as well just keep moving him towards that. 2 and 3. So he's just 1 away from that, at least. Garage has got it in there too, so this might be a quick turn for him. All right, that is it for that. So now it is Parker's turn. I'm going in. It's safe. Whew. That was close. Okay, so I'm going to mix these back up. All right, so that was his first action. His second action, I went in there, so I also will complete that. So we'll take care of this one, as you have to bring the grapple gun to the garage, which I did. And actually, so before I did that, when I was here, 1, 2, 3, I'm 3 spaces away from the alien. I'm going to use the grapple gun for 1 to move the alien 3 spaces. So I'm going to move him 1, 2, 3 back. So that was my first action. Second action was to move in here then. And then the third action I will spend to pick up scrap. And I've already got a coolant container. And so I can't pick that up. And I can't convert it there, so, and I still need a flamethrower, or the incinerator, to go down here. So that might be the next thing I do. So I'll go ahead and spend my last action to use my special ability. It lets me gain a scrap. So that will take care of that. And encounters. We have 1 move, so it's a quiet. And it's moving, the airlock is going to have 2 scrap in it and a concealment token. Okay. All right. Now we're on to Dallas. Dallas has completed that. So I'm going to pick up these 2. For my first action, I think I'm going to leave the coolant. Second, third, fourth. Do I pick that up or do I leave it? We all have to meet in the workshop, so I could just head in there and hang out. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. That way then I'm at least a little bit farther away from the alien. Because he's 1, 2, 3 spaces away. So even if he gets the 3, then he's not going to be on me right away. Okay. And then I could use this next turn to potentially figure out what that is. All right, so encounter phase. We have 1 move. And then it's going to be a quiet in the garage, which is here, is going to have 3 tokens placed in it. And a concealment token. So now when a concealment token is placed into a location that has a character, it's not revealed only when a character moves in there. So I can move out of there without triggering it. But once something else moves in, then I'm going to have to deal with that. All right, so that was Dallas. So we're on to Ripley to go next. Ripley's got 2 tokens. Ripley's going to go 1, 2, pick up for 3, and I'll move for 4. All right, so 2 more spaces. So 1, 2. It's a hunt. Should an officer expire during active deployment, refer to Mother for task distribution. Okay, that would have been a 4-point damage one. So luckily Ripley decided to move instead of build something, because I'm getting close here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more points and I'm done for. All right, so that was the end of her turn. So we are back over to Parker to go. Parker's going to spend his first action to pick up scrap. He is 1, 2, 3 away from the alien. So he'll spend his second action to use the grappling gun. So that will get rid of the grappling gun. So I don't necessarily need that at this point anyways. And that'll move the alien back 3 spaces. I'm going to move him 1, 2, 3. Keep him away from us. And then I will move him 1, 2. And then I can do some trading as Dallas comes down. I can give him some scrap to buy a incinerator. Be great to just build it now, but I don't have enough actions, and then I'd be over here. So yeah, I think that'll work out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to run out of actions with Dallas for that. So I'll have to make it work. All right. And that's 3. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna hold out there. So then we're gonna have a card. We have order 937. Uh-oh. Crew is expendable. The active crew member loses all scrap tokens. Oh no. That was oh man. Shuffle all order 937 encounter cards back into the encounter deck. And if Ash is there, he's not. So I do have that one other one that we had that came up. That could have not come at a worse time. All right, so these will go back into this deck. We'll shuffle this up. And then we are on to Dallas. All right, so Dallas, I could use the motion tracker to figure out what that token is. Get that out of the way, because we have to go into the workshop anyways. Or I could just risk it. I think I'll do that. So I'm going to trade with Ripley to get a couple of scrap from her. Then I will convert that as my second action to an incinerator. My third, fourth, and fifth actions. All right. Or wait, before I do that, as part of the trade action, I can give Ripley this. That way then she has a motion tracker. Okay, so now the active member, we had this one come up again. So exactly the same thing. He doesn't have any scrap at this point, so that worked out, and this just gets shuffled right back into the deck. So at least this time I was able to get rid of it. And it wasn't as costly, and the alien does not move, so that actually works out in my favor this time. So last time it was horrible. This time it actually was a lot better. And I forgot to move this down. There we go. All right, so now it's going to be Ripley's turn. So Ripley will spend her first action to do the motion tracker. It is a safe location, so no effect there. Now, if the alien would have come out there, I would actually have gained an action for that. So that isn't too bad. So that was her first action. For second action, I will move in. And she's got 2 actions remaining. So I could move Parker 2 and get him close. Parker's 1, 2, 3. So either way, he's going to make it. Dallas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dallas. So Dallas, I'm going to move in. Either way, he has the incinerator, so that is going to bring the incinerator to the nest. So we have completed that now. So I have 1 action remaining with Ripley at this point. And I could spend the 2 to get the flashlight as well. That way, at least she's going to be reduced in morale damage by 1. I think I will do that. So I'm going to spend her last action to buy a flashlight. Okay, so that is the end of her turn. So we're going to find out what happens here. This could be bad. Order 937. Each crew member loses 1 scrap, so that worked out really well. The shuffling of these cards has not been super great, but these last 2 have actually been really great that the alien hasn't moved, so I'll take it. I will take it. All right, so on to Parker. Parker is going to definitely move. So 1, 2, and 3. So that'll put him up in the workshop as well. So that is the second crew member that needs to do that. And I might as well spend an action, my last action, to buy some scrap using his ability. And then we'll resolve a card. So let's see what happens here. So order, man, you gotta be kidding me. So he's gonna lose lose that. And then he's going to, yeah, these ash cards, man. I swear I shuffled the deck. You saw me shuffle the deck. All right. So over to Dallas. So that works out. So Dallas is going to spend his actions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to move there, which is going to complete this final one. So all crew members in the workshop. So he has handled that. So all 4 objectives are complete. So we'll go ahead and remove those. And then we are on to final mission. So let's see what we have to do here. This one is we're going to blow up the ship. Place all discarded coolant containers into the equipment storage, which we haven't had any discarded coolant containers yet. The active crew member takes the self-destruct token. So Dallas is the active crew member, so we have to place this over by him. So let's just slide these up. Okay. And then and place the 4 countdown tokens on it. So those are already ready to go and on there. At the start of that crew member's turn, 1 token from the self-destruct tracker remove. At the start of that crew member's turn, 1 token from, yeah, so I think we have to remove 1. All right, so we are defeated if the crew member with the self-destruct tracker starts their turn with 4 tokens. The Nostromo and her crew are destroyed. So wait a minute here. The active crew member takes the self-destruct tracker and places 4 countdown tokens on it. So they're already on there. At the start of that crew member's turn, 1 token from the self-destruct tracker is what? If the crew member with the self-destruct tracker starts her turn with 4 tokens, the Nostromo and her crew are destroyed. So we're just going to remove a token each turn. And then if we start the turn and there are no tokens on there that remove, we will lose the game. All right, so our victory conditions now are all crew members must assemble in the airlock with 1 coolant container and 1 scrap each. So we have to all get to the airlock. So we're not too far away. Unfortunately, the alien's there as well. And then we all have to have a scrap. So nobody's got any scrap right now, so that's not the best. But we can get some scrap. All right, so that is our mission. All right, where was I? So that was Dallas's turn. We resolved that. Now we have the encounter card to deal with. So let's go ahead and handle that real quick. So this is, he's going to move 1. This is quiet in the workshop. So we are in the workshop right now. So we're going to have to place a token in there. And 1 scrap. So there's 1 scrap in there now. All right, and that is a quiet. Okay, on to Ripley's turn. So Ripley will, 1, 2, 3. And then the incinerator. 3 cents. Okay. So Ripley will do a trade with Dallas for the incinerator. She's going to give him back the motion tracker, I think. And 1, 2, 3. And she'll give him the flashlight. Or she could give Parker the flashlight too. Nah, I'll give it to Dallas. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that was her first action. Second action, she's going to move here. Third action, ooh. The alien is up to that away. This could be problematic. I could blast the alien and bring him down here. 1, 2. Puts him a little bit farther away. Yeah. I think I'm going to keep the flashlight then, just in case. All right, so I'm going to use the incinerator. So that's my first action, or that's my final action. So when you use the incinerator, if the alien is up to 3 spaces away, so he's 2 spaces away right now, then he's going to be immediately returned to the nest, and then you will not draw an encounter card this turn for him. All right, so that's going to end Ripley's turn. I don't have to resolve the encounter, so it'll be Parker to go next. He has 4 actions. So for Parker, I'm going to go ahead and move 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that will finish off his turn. So now we have an encounter card. So he's going to move 2 spaces, 1, 2. And he would have hit us pretty good, but that's all he's going to do this turn. So now it is over to Dallas to go. So now we're going to remove a token from him. All right. So I still need a coolant for him, so I'm going to have to pick that up. So that's my first action. Second, third action. I could trade and use the flamethrower again, but if the alien gets a big one in there, he's going to move and both of us are going to bolt. Which I do have the flashlight, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. And if he moves slow, otherwise I could go 4 and 5 to finish off there. Yeah, I think I will trade with Ripley and then use the incinerator for the last time. So that's going to be discarded. The alien will go back, and then I will not have to resolve a card this turn. So that will end Dallas's turn. So then we're over to Ripley to go. She is going to move 1, and she's going to spend her second action to move Dallas 1. And then she's going to move Dallas another 1. And I think she'll move in there as well. So we're going to have all 3 characters in there, and we'll see what happens here. This could be interesting. So nobody's got any scrap right now, so I'm going to have to generate a little bit of scrap as well. All right, so encounter card. Order 937. Meet me in the infirmary. The active crew member moves to the med bay. That was Ripley, so she's going to move here. All right, not too terribly bad. All right, and that's all there is to that. So unfortunately, that's going to put us behind a little bit. All right, so that will end her turn. Over to Parker to go. So he is going to trade for 1. He'll use for 2, so it's a safe passage. He's going to move in for 3. And he'll spend his, spend a final action to make some scrap for him. All right, I got to mix these up real quick. All right, there's that, and an encounter card. We have 1 move, and then the docking bay is going to docking bay. Docking bay is here, so it's going to be 2 scrap and a encounter. Okay, All right, that was Parker's turn, and we did, okay, so over to Dallas. So again, we're taking a token away, so getting down there. All right, so Dallas is going to he'll move in for 1, pick up for 1. I'll leave the other one there just in case. I could trade and do the scan on that room, but if it's an alien, that's not going to be good. Or I could just wait 1, 2. I'd have to get a 3 for the alien to move in there. Otherwise, do I wait? Oh, there's so much writing on that token right now. Yeah, I'm going to trade for 3. I think I'm going to wait. I think I am going to wait. All right, so encounter card. Order, oh man, active crew member loses all scrap tokens, so he's going to lose that. So Parker's going to have to trade him. And then shuffle all the order 9, 3, 7 cards back in. So we got a bunch there. I think that's about it for right now. Yep. Okay, so we got 4 more of these cards going back into the deck, and the deck is almost done here. So I got to get out of here. These cards are killing me. All right, so it's going to move to Ripley's turn. So Ripley's going to move in. So 1, 2, 3. It is a safe passage, so that's good. All right. She's got 1 action left, so she could pick up those 2 scrap there. Or she could move 1 more space and be safe. Which means that next turn, so how would this work? It's going to go to Parker next. He can generate 1. There's still 1 in there. So I think that, a lot's going to write on this, but I think that could work. So I'm going to move her in here. That way she's at least far enough from the alien. He's not going to get to her if that comes up. And then she's not going to potentially lose him anyways if another one of these encounter cards comes up. So I think I'm done there. So now we are on to, yep, each crew member loses 1 scrap. Oh no, that's not good. And then Ash is not in the ship, so that is the end of that. So that's into her turn. Over to Parker to go. Parker, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a lot of those cards out there. This is not good at all. Dallas could move 1, 2, pick up 3, 4, and come back. Parker could move 1, pick up, move, give, and move back. But he's only going to have 1 then. I'm going to generate 1 for sure. We're using my ability. Then I could move and give it to her, to Ripley. That'd be 3. I got a bad feeling about this. And then I could move back in for 4. Well, I think I'm going to do that just to be safe. Possibly. Depends on what comes up with this. All right, so then we're going to do a card. So we have a movement of 1. Medbay is going to have a concealment token in it and 2 scrap. All right. And then it's over to Dallas. We got 1 token left, so we got a couple more turns. Dallas is going to 1, 2, pick up for 3, 4, and 5. All right, so I just need to make it one round. One round. I'm going to leave 1 there. I'm only going to pick up 1. That way I can still potentially grab 1 and get back. That way I only have 1 just in case this card comes up bad. Let's find out what happens here. Order. Each crew member loses 1 scrap. God, no. These cards are killing me. All right, that was probably pretty good then. I left that there. All right, so Ripley is going to go next. She can move, pick up, and then move 2. So that's what she will do. Move, pick up, 1, 2. That way she has 1. All right, so then encounter. Alien lost the signal. Return the alien to the nest. Place a concealment token in each room where no crew members or concealment tokens are present. So no crew members or tokens are present. So 1 here, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 down here, 1 here. I forgot to put that one back, so shuffle that up. I mean, pretty much the only other room, it would be the alien room. And then that one will be off to the side because they're in there. Shuffle all alien encounter cards back into the deck. So we have to go back through for alien encounter cards. Okay. So now all the nasty alien cards are in the deck as well. But that's okay. I think this turn will be it. So it's going to go back to Parker. He's going to spend his first action to generate, second action to trade, third action to pick up, and now all of our I think we meet the requirements. So all crew members must assemble in the airlock. So we are all in the airlock with a coolant container. So we each have a coolant container, and we each have 1 scrap. So we just barely eked out a victory there. So that was close, really, really close. And just out of curiosity, the next card to come up would have been an alien card. So he would move 1, 2, 3. So not too bad there, but if that would have been another order 937 card, that could have been it right there. Oh my goodness. So that, hopefully you enjoyed that. All right, so my thoughts on the game. Oh, I liked it, but I really enjoyed Horrified. So I knew I would probably like this. I didn't know beforehand that this was so similar to Horrified, but I think I've seen some stuff on it. And then when I read through the rules, I was like, oh yeah, this is unfortunately just a more or less reskinning. Now they did change a couple of things. The morale track is different now. Instead of having the shortened one, this one was a little bit longer. And they do have the concealment tokens, which is a really interesting twist. I do like that. You have the item construction tokens and then the individual objectives. I think the only thing that's a little weird is that the alien is causing morale instead of actually just killing crew members, but I don't know how that would work otherwise. Because if you have player or crew elimination, you could potentially add more crew members, but there's only a limited number of them, so then you'd have to decrease the number of players that could play and all that kind of stuff, so you had extras. So I think that they were just in a tough spot with some of the actual mechanics compared to the actual theme of the movie. But overall, I definitely enjoyed it. I think especially if I would have added in Ash, I would have lost this game for certain, because he's a problem too, because he moves around, he takes scrap away from locations, and then I think he also does morale damage on top of that. So I think that would have done it for sure, because he adds a more challenging game to it. And there's not a whole bunch I could have done different. If I would have been able to get some more scrap, I could have gotten some more items that definitely could have helped fend some things off. The electric probe is really, our prod is really nice, as you can spend that to decrease the loss of morale by 2. So that would have been handy. Maybe having a second flashlight early on might have been able to help keep some of that down as well, because that you can use it all the time, and every time you lose morale with a character that's affected by it, you can decrease it by 1. So that would have possibly helped out a little bit too, depending upon what happened with that. But overall, I do enjoy this one. Again, I won't spoil too much, because obviously, like I said, I'm going to be doing that top 5 Alien movie, Alien games, combining the two, because obviously this is based on the original movie, where pretty much all of the other games, most of them, are based on the second movie. Well, at least a couple of them. But anyway, so those are my thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this as well. Have you played this one? What are your feelings on this? I like the game itself. Like, I definitely could see playing this one again, definitely more, and I had a good time playing it solo, so that's always a fun option. It's also cool, obviously, to play with other players, and it's interesting to see that power shift dynamic, where obviously as a solo player, I get to make all the decisions and choose exactly where crew members go, so I can strategize a little bit more, versus when you're playing with other players, you got to work more as a team, and you can't have one player necessarily dictating everything, because then it's just not any fun for everybody else. So it would be really cool to get this to the table with some other players too. Maybe I'll do some live stream with this one or something as well. But let me know again in the comments down below what other kind of video content you want to see around this, whether it's another playthrough, live stream, teaching video, whatnot. I love hearing from you in those comments down below. And again, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. I always am releasing new stuff, and if there's certain things you want to see, let me know in those comments down below. I do my best to try to meet some of the requests that people will give. I can't meet them all, of course, depending upon if I have the game or not, but I do my best. So give me some love, hit those buttons for me. I do really appreciate it. It helps that YouTube algorithm tremendously for all those things. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.